Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing the demonic inventions of Aurelie by Mara Rutherford. I have read Mara Rutherford before. A Multitude of Dreams is a Mask of Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe retelling. I liked it, but I think I like this one more, and here's the reason why. That one, since it was a Poe retelling, it was gothic, so it was a little dry. So that's not going to be for everyone, you know. And it does deal a lot with anti-Semitism, which I really like seeing in literature or interpreted in a lot of ways. I like seeing real world issues brought into fantasy worlds, you know. So for me, I think it tracked. I think it fit. This one's completely just pure imaginative, and it's also very humorous, and I've not seen her do humor before. I feel like I have read something else by Mara Rutherford, but I can't really think of it. I really need to go into my Goodreads, but I own other books by her, but I haven't read all of them. Like Luminous, I haven't read that one yet, but this one, it's really humorous, and I love that character dynamics between Aurelie and Destrier, who she likes to call Destroyer. She likes to tease him a lot. He's a hunter. He's like an iron guard, so to speak. He likes to protect people from demons. And what's really interesting in this world, and there's a lot to be said about this discussion, so if this review runs a little long, I apologize. I will try to keep it as concise as humanly possible. Invention in this world. Anytime you think of an invention, anytime you create something new in this world, when you create something new, a demon manifests. And that's really, really interesting, because when you think about the Middle Ages, you know, anytime you did anything kind of progressive, you were thought of demon, witch, you know. Anytime you did something that was different or running against the norm, or you were innovative, you were cast down by society, right? And in this world, or mainly just this country, like this country itself is like locked and it is cursed. If you even, like a perfect example in the book is a man, the well was filled with like dirty water. No one could drink from it. So what did he did? He created just a really small filtering system. He didn't think anything of it. And a giant demon popped up and killed people. And Destrier, his parents themselves were killed by demons, so he harbors a lot of like hatred, like how can people be so, you know, thoughtless, and how can they be so careless? You know, they should just live with what we've got. End of story, right? Just make do with what you've got. Because that's what he's kind of been brought up to believe. And, you know, considering his past experiences, being orphaned, as a toddler, he gets it. You know, he didn't get to know his parents. He has no family except for the Iron Guard. So it's like ingrained in him. And then meet Aurelie. And all she wants to do is be inventive and be innovative. And she even has a dragon brain. She has a pet demon. And it's I think she calls him Mephisto. I didn't write his name in my notes, unfortunately. But she has a little pet demon, and it's adorable that she cares for him. And he's like this mutated spider thing. And I just imagine Rocky every time I'm reading it. I'm like, oh, Rocky. A more demonic form of Rocky. Amaze. Sorry, I love that book. I didn't think I was going to love that book. You can see my previous review for Project Hail Mary. But I love that she's got like this cute little pet demon, and her best friend knows that she invents things and she wants to be innovative and supports her, because they go to a college, and the college is surrounded by iron gates, so that way if someone does invent something or is innovative and a demon is brought to life, then they are protected and they're instantly killed. So people tend to be very responsible. They'll put like a salt circle, and Aurelie herself tends to be responsible. They don't like each other at first. Their whole interaction, she's like kind of aloof, and the guy who wanted her hand in marriage is kind of a dick, so she like leaves the party. She's like, they won't miss me. They're too busy, you know, sizing up each other. She's like, they don't want to listen to a woman and her thoughts. So she leaves and goes to a pub, and she's being followed by a demon. And Destrier, he thinks that's very suspicious. I love the pacing. I love the characterization. I love that humor between them. I mean, the banter between Aurelie and Destrier is like phenomenal. It's phenomenal because they really don't like each other, but they grow to understand each other, and they grow to understand where each one is coming from. Like, she doesn't think being innovative is that bad, and he's like, but then he understands. He's like, you know what, people were innovative not out of maliciousness, but because out of a need. You know, they fulfilled a need that was necessary. So he is starting to see that while being innovative isn't dangerous, and while it is necessary, you know, it's not all bad. The people who do it aren't always bad or reckless or irresponsible like he's always been made to believe. And Aurelie herself comes to understand. She's like, no, there are some demons that are not like my cute little pet here. There are some demons that are bad, and there are people who want to do bad things with demons. And she was hired inadvertently by one of them who wants to create a portal. And she's under the, you know, interpretation that this portal is going to end the curse. So she thinks she's doing something good, right? And she's got Destrier, and, you know, they fall madly in love and make each other flustered. It's cute. It's cute how they go from enemies to lovers and the banter between them. I love the pacing. I love that ending. Killed me though. I was like, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure I cursed out the author on my Instagram story, and I'm like, what the fuck? Mara Rutherford. I have to wait until next year? Unforgivable. And she like emojied like laugh, laugh, laugh. And I'm like, I love you. I can't wait to read the next book. And she sent me back like a smiley face. It was really cute. So I'm really excited now. I didn't know if I was going to love this book. I thought it was going to be a little dry, like A Multitude of Dreams, but it is very different. You can see some of the core similarities between her writing style, but this one has a lot more humor to it. It has a lot more pacing to it. It is faster paced. It is just a fantasy world. I do like those undertones talking about, you know, how invention equates to demon activity. I think that that's really great for discussion purposes, and it was really a good discussion point in the book as well. You know, like, innovation isn't always bad. Sometimes it's not the innovation, it's what people do with the things they invent. You know, what do people do with the things they invent? A lot of good things have come from people being innovative, but so have a lot of, you know, not so great things. So there's a lot of discussion there that can be had, and I think there's a whole lot of like push and pull that you can have just by reading this book. Just by that little moment. I could probably spend hours talking about that, but I'm not going to, because I don't think you want to hear that. It was fun. It was innovative. It was different, you know? And again, that banter between the characters, I was wholly invested because it is a dual POV novel. So you're following both of their perspectives. So you understand where both of them are coming from. And her aloof kind of attitude was also really charming because she's like so involved in her work. Not in a bad way though. You know, she's just so focused on her work. And it makes her really aloof and very absent-minded to the things that go on around her. And she's always hurting herself, and she's a little bit of a klutz. And I'm like, oh, that's adorable. Just because she doesn't pay attention, because her mind is always going like a million miles a second. And I'm like, I can relate. I can relate to that. So, cliffhanger of an ending. I need to see what's going to happen in book 2. I'm invested. I'm definitely invested. I hope the pacing keeps up. I hope the humor returns for the second book as well. Especially after what happens, like the humor better return. And her little demon is okay, which makes you really happy. I'm like, he must be protected at all costs. I don't care if he's a demon. He's adorable and precious, and he must be protected. So, excellent book. Excellent book. I highly recommend it. It was fun. The cover doesn't make it look like it's going to be like this really fun book, but it was actually quite a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm excited for the second book. It's going to come out next year. And yeah, definitely check it out. In any case, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.